And we're back at it. So we're gonna do a light acceleration. We're gonna hit 40 and we're gonna try and brake. We're turning on our all-wheel drive because nobody's gonna try and accelerate in the front in an all-wheel drive based car with only front wheel drive. So accelerates, not worth it. Nope, not worth it. This is stupid. I am stupid for this. And another thing you have to get used to is if there is ice on your wipers, your window will never be exactly fully dry half the time. But that's just the perks of driving in the winter. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back at it again. It's freezing cold. It's like -6. A ton of snow hit us yesterday night, but I got the keys to a 2023 Nissan Qashqai SL all-wheel drive. I think I've reviewed this one before, but some quick specs: 2-liter inline 4, 141 horsepower and roughly 147 pound-feet of torque, all-wheel drive. And honestly, today's more gonna be like a snow test, to be honest. And I have some pretty high hopes for this thing. This thing has all-season tires, 19-inch wheels, and it is all-wheel drive, so that is the biggest determining factor for a vehicle like this. So if you're in, let's say, the northern hemisphere, where snow like this happens once or 15 times a year when you're in the season of snow, this will be a good review for you. So stay tuned. We're gonna take a look at our braking, our acceleration, turn off all-wheel drive, turn on all-wheel drive, and just do some shenanigans the average person would not feel comfortable doing in their Nissan. So we're gonna give it a thumbs up, a meh, or a thumbs down at the end of the review. So let's get into it real quick. And again, the outside, not much like worth noting. Like, okay, let me take a look, give you guys a look at the front. Beautiful turn signals. Actually, this is like the favorite feature I have. The turn signals are my favorite feature, but it's too cold for me to be outside, so I really don't want to be outside right now. But whew, hopping inside. If you want to hear a little exhaust note, and our all-wheel drive button is all the way down here. Our heated steering wheel is also here. We can put it on a sport mode or our eco mode. I kind of hate Nissan for doing that. Why would you put all of my important controls all the way down here? My traction control and my steering assist is also here as well. We probably won't be using these because my sensors are covered by snow. But anyway, putting it in drive, taking off the handbrake, putting on my seatbelt because I still want to live in case I lose control, which I kind of doubt. But right now I'm pretty sure it's a front-wheel drive based system where when the front tire starts spinning, the rear wheel tires will kick in and help me not spin out too much. But if you're curious if you can go sideways, let's turn off our traction control real quick. Just this is stupid. I am stupid for this. Okay. I can't be going too much. One more last one. Imagine if I had a rear-wheel drive car, fam. I would have been dead by now. But turning back on my traction control, so yes, it's snow like this, you can drift pretty much anything. Would I recommend you do it? Hell nah. Because the average person would not want, okay, the average person driving a Nissan Qashqai would not want to put that kind of stress on their car. It's a CVT transmission on top of that too. So people are already scared about the reliability. And if you want to be doing donuts and dumb stuff like what I just did right there, most people will be looking at you like, what the hell is wrong with this stupid person? But let us take it chill, take it easy, and see how well she handles in just regular unplowed roads where the only road you see is from cars just driving on top of it. And as you can see, without my all-wheel drive system, I'm still decently okay because it kicks in, of course, but the handling would not be the greatest. You can't be driving like you're on regular road. But the ride quality is still really good for this vehicle, and for a price of just below 35k-ish, it's really not too bad, to be honest. Right now we're already going 60. I know some cars rear-wheel drive would still be spinning. Some cars front-wheel drive will be going much slower. So the hierarchy goes like this for those who are thinking about getting a car for winter. It goes all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, and at the bottom of the list is rear-wheel drive. But if you want to go order of more fun, rear-wheel drive immediately flips. It gets rear-wheel drive, then front-wheel drive, then all-wheel drive. That's matter of fact just how it goes essentially. And as you can see, since the weather is pretty bad and it is -2 right now, nobody wants to be on the roads. Nobody really wants to be outside in this kind of weather, because you have to worry about stuff like ice. And no matter of fact, no matter what kind of car you have, ice will humble you. You can have a Jeep Wrangler with the best winter tires. Ice will humble you because there's just simply no friction between you and the road. There's just simply no traction. But if we continue talking about this thing, we have our heated seats all the way down here. Nissan is like the king of putting things in the most random of places. Example, some of my controls are down here. Half the time, if I did a quick review of this car, I wouldn't have noticed it sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you. But it's very, very simple. Perforated leather seats all around. Decent, I want to say 5-seater, competes with like a RAV4 and almost the CHR. Like those would be the Toyota competitors I would think about. And as much as people might hate this car, this thing is kind of a really big deal outside of America and North America. I think this thing's had like a sale of almost 38 million units since 2007, 2009-ish. Like people outside of America basically love these cars, and for some reason we just look at it and be like, nah, it's a Nissan the other day, I don't want it. I think the reputation of the CVT just kind of ruined it for most people, to be honest. Most people look at it and be like, nah, CVT transmission, I don't want to deal with it. And another thing you have to get used to is if there is ice on your wipers, your window will never be exactly fully dry half the time. But that's just the perks of driving in the winter. And overall, I can't really do a brake testing because there's a car behind me. But if I do a light acceleration, we spin a little bit, but it's still pretty capable, to say the least. You can't really be doing anything too fancy. Like me trying to go sideways in this car is stupid. Please do not do that. I've driven way too many cars. Actually, I've driven more cars than the average person, so part of me kind of knows how to manage myself in most situations. But for the average person, if you're gonna do it, get an empty parking lot with absolutely no poles. If you're gonna do something dumb like that, or something risky like that. Am I condoning it? Hell no. Because if you get an accident, be like, oh, I followed your advice and I ended up in a ditch. Guy, it's on you. Don't copy me. I review more cars. Actually, I drive more cars than the average person, so I'm a little bit more confident in what I do. But as you can see, the speed limit is supposed to be like 50, 60. Everyone's going at least 20 below, and that's the thing when you're driving in snow and ice. Nobody really wants to even go the speed limit. It's like a get out of jail card for going 20 under the speed limit, and nobody can be mad at you because the roads have not prepped whatsoever. This is just us basic simple tires and just going at it, just boom 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 driving. But the highway again is empty as hell too. Nobody wants to be outside in this kind of weather. But back to how this car is handling so far, it's like, think of it as you're driving in the rain. Very, very bad rain for those people who don't have to deal with snow or ice. Think about it as driving, you have to drive in very bad rain where your wipers are doing something like this and you're just struggling to see a couple of feet in front of you. That's how it is driving in the snow. But then you can do this as well. Turn up your music. I'm turning that off. The speakers in this thing are trash. Holy. Again, they're not exactly any high harmonica Dawn or Bose sound systems, but once you sit in a car with very good stereo, it is very, very difficult to go back. So if this is a car, if you're getting a car like this and you've never sat in anything very fancy, anything with good ride quality, good acceleration, good any of that, good snow handling capabilities, I mean, in this kind of snow, in this kind of weather, it's kind of like the great equalizer. You won't really feel that much left out. But the only difference is going to be how comfy you will be while riding in a car like this. This one, I'll say average comfort in weather like this. You're just going, essentially. Not much to it, really. Yeah, even if you try to accelerate, pedal to the metal, we spin a little bit, the traction control comes on, it's like, no, what the hell is you trying to do? And then cuts off my power. Turn off traction control, I will crab walk into the sidewalk. So we're not gonna try see how well these airbags and how I don't want to do an airbag review, but turning off our traction control and go and stepping on it to see how quickly this thing can accelerate in the snow. Again, this is a get out of jail free card for just driving as slow as you want, because it's snowing. Nobody's gonna be honking at you like, oh, get out of the fast lane. Snow is like the great equalizer. And as you can see, we have dropped from 20 below the speed limit to 40 below the speed limit, because there's probably somebody in front of us who's struggling to go up this little hill, because there is a slight incline here. But anyway, we will get off the main road the second we get the chance, and then we will just try a little braking test on a little side road, because again, 19-inch alloys on our wheels, so I'm expecting a lot of rubber between me and this road. Because the Platinum, I'm pretty sure we have a bunch of extra upgrades. This one, we didn't get that. And we also didn't get any all-weather mats. So if you're getting this car, please get the all-weather mats, because you're gonna see cleaning the snow off of this thing is gonna be very, very tedious and very, very annoying. But hey, we do have adaptive cruise control. We're not gonna use it because our sensors are covered by snow and ice. But overall, it's still a really, really good car. And I think I'm gonna cut this part out. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Just because nobody wants to sit behind a minivan stuck in traffic, right? Right. Well, okay, you know what? Since we're here, let's take a look at our infotainment system. 6 inches of screen. Probably has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Not exactly the easiest thing connect to really. And yes, you do have maps, but it feels very dated, to be honest. The technology in Nissan's always feels dated. It's like Nissan and Toyota always have that thing where it's just dated. It feels dated. It is what it is, but I'm gonna cut this part out real quick. Okay, we left the minivan and we're back at it. So we're gonna do a light acceleration. We're gonna hit 40 and we're gonna try and brake. We're turning on our all-wheel drive because nobody's gonna try and accelerate in an all-wheel drive based car with only front-wheel drive. So accelerates, not worth it. Nope, not worth it. The car, the back end literally just started to do this. I was starting to crab walk all over again. I'm like, you know what? Not worth it. Not even in the slightest. Now we have a stop sign coming up, so we're gonna brake in a couple of feet and just brake. Well, with soft braking, it's not bad. It's when you jam the brake where the ABS turns on. It's like, what the hell are we trying to do now? But anyway, okay. Even with all-wheel drive lock, you are still gonna spin around just ever so slightly. Is it enough to stress you out and make your heart jump? No, not really. But it's enough to make you question, do you really want to be on the roads in this kind of day, in this kind of weather like that, you know? What's the point of having all-wheel drive if I can't take off so quickly? But again, I'm overestimating the all-wheel drive. I'm treating it like I'm a legit plane, which I'm not. But let's make a quick 3-point turn in someone's driveway, actually. No exit. I know. Now 3-point turn using your driveway, buddy. Well, I can't see where your driveway is because it's all snow right now. Can't see where the curb is, and this is our backup camera. Again, feels like a very dated system, like goddamn. Now we're gonna try. Yeah, we're trying to brake hard in the snow. It is what it is. But I feel like I'm gonna try and get my hands on a rear-wheel drive car and see how that handles in the snow. You've kind of seen how confident I can be in an all-wheel drive car. We're gonna try it out and see how rear-wheel drive, but we're gonna try one last acceleration and brake test. And brake. Ah, you guys saw it. Okay, all-wheel drive lock, please, so I can get off over this hill. Thank you. And yeah, that's a little visual review of what happens in the Nissan Qashqai when you're driving around like this. Anyway, guys, there's a school bus right there. I don't know why schools are still open. The weather is pretty bad right now, but that's Canada for you. No matter how bad the weather gets, schools are always going to be in session. Anyway, guys, take care of yourselves, stay safe, stay warm, and do not do anything too stupid in the snow. It is still snow, it is still hazardous, but take care of yourselves, stay warm, stay safe, peace.